I don't know, it must be God's will because I keep getting the prayer ones. I mean, a lot of them have been about prayer, but I keep getting the devotionals that really deal with that same topic of earnest, sincere, deep prayer. And I just love it because it's so important to me. And it's not that I'm like an expert on prayer because like I'm so far from that. In fact, I just stand in all of those people who are just so they have those giant prayer walls and a whole committed area, and they're just so good at it. They're so they got the right words, and they're so passionate, and I just in awe. Like they know how to pray, and I love that. I'm not. I'm a big old hot mess when I pray. But that's okay. That's what I love about prayer. It doesn't have to be perfect. As long as it's, from the heart. And I just love that my prayer time is just so open and that I can be so open and just there's that comfort there. There's this closeness there. I feel just absolutely safe because I know God is there and it's so amazing to me. So I may not have the right words. I usually don't. I usually forget what I'm supposed to be praying for. But it's okay because it's my heart. And that's all that really matters there. So, yeah. So I've actually talked about prayer before, like I said, about that earnest, open, sincere prayer. And that's what we have here. We're going to be talking today about Psalm 139. And I just absolutely love this Psalm, the whole thing, not just the small portion at the end, but the whole thing is just there. So just looking at what everyone's talking about here, Rita's saying she's been doing some genealogy and making masks. And I'm glad to see that. And Barbara's cleaning the attics. Really sorry to hear about that. Gretchen is a confirmed case at Peter Becker, and I'm really sorry about that. All right. Hi, Paisley. Hello. So going back to Psalm 139, I'm going to get sidetracked just for a second here because this Psalm is really super special to me. When I was a kid, we went to church every Sunday, and I was in the children's choir. I did a lot of singing there, and as long as I can remember, and there was a song we sang, and even before I was in it, or even when we weren't up singing, I just remember this woman with this beautiful voice, beautiful singing voice, and she would just sing this song. And like, I honestly remember that there may have been like 2 or 3 songs like from that time. I'm talking about a long time ago when I was a kid, and I only remember a couple songs from there, but this one is one of them. And it was just so peaceful and so comforting and just open and like a really open prayer. And I was just a kid, so I didn't really know it all. But like at the time where I went, the kids didn't really learn the Bible. We were taught other things at church, and we were taught certain parts of the Bible, just not like all of that. So I didn't really know where this song came from, but there's just something about this song I just really loved. And I would always hum it. It would just make me feel safe. And years later, when I was a teenager or an earlier, younger adult, this song would just pop into my mind and just sing it or hum it, especially when I needed it. And eventually I developed that relationship with God, and I really began singing into his word. And then I found Psalm 139. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is my song. This is that song that I have been, singing my whole life. And the song's really, really old. Like I said, Yahweh, I know you were there. And I actually placed the link in the beginning comments of this. I said, it's really cheesy. You can hear it if you want. It's very dated, but it's so beautiful. It just, wow. And it's really based on this psalm. And I just really loved it. It was always with me. So, enough of that. Back to this though. Greg Cashel, who is the author of the book that this is based on in this devotional, refers to this prayer, again, the last 2 verses, as a dangerous prayer. And it is, but I think it's a little bit more than that. So before we just start talking about it, I want to make sure we've all had the chance to hear it or to read the whole psalm. It's not that long, so just bear with me. But I think it's important to hear it all because those last 2 little word lines there are important. But I think the whole thing is important because it speaks to the whole thing. Again, it's Psalm 139, and it says, "You have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you, Lord, know it completely. You hem me in behind, before, and you lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too lofty for me to attain. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me. Your right hand will hold me fast. If I say, surely the darkness will hide me and the light will become night around me, even the darkness will not be dark to you. The night will shine like day, for darkness is as light to you. For you created my innermost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them even came to be. How precious to me are your thoughts, God. Vast is the sum of them. If I were to count them, they would outnumber the grains of sand. When I awake, I am still with you. If only you, God, would slay the wicked away from me who are bloodthirsty. They speak evil of your intent, and your adversaries misuse your name. Do I not hate those who hate you, Lord, and abhor you in their rebellion against you? I have nothing but hatred for them. I count them as enemies. Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the everlasting way. So I wanted to read that whole thing because I think what we need to understand here is this psalm, this prayer, it's vulnerable. And that's why it's so dangerous. It's just vulnerable. It's us opening up completely. Because he already knows our thoughts. So this is us, our own choice. We're choosing to stand totally exposed in the Garden of Eden after the apple, like open, revealed. We are exposing ourselves. We are just giving him permission to see us. Because we're not just opening and revealing ourselves to him, but rather to ourselves. Because again, he knows it. He knows when I sit and when I rise. He perceives my thoughts from afar, and he is familiar with all my ways. He knows before a word is even on my tongue. So he knows our hearts. But when I say this prayer, I want to hide nothing from him. I want to be open and transparent with him. I am giving him permission to just see everything. And I want a relationship with him that is so intimate, so deep that I want to hold nothing back. Because, we do hold things back. We hold things back from each other, even our dearest, closest friends. We hide these little details back, these big things back, because no one has to know our dirty little secrets, right? No one has to know our true age, our weight, even our hair color, right? No one has to know that. Little things. And no one has to know how much debt we have, how much we spend. No one has to know those real feelings. No one has to know about our real weaknesses, just the ones we let them see. Even our spouses, we hold small little thoughts back from them, even though those the marriages that are the most transparent and I tell them everything. We hold small things back, details. We hold those shopping receipts back because honestly, if my husband knew what I was spending, I hold those back. We hold back more. We hold back the jealousies. There's little irritations. Hold back truths about them, truths about ourselves. We hold back truths from our own selves. We lie to ourselves and we bury things deep, deep down. We lock them up and throw away the key. We cover up our honest, ugly, true thoughts and temptations, feelings, motivations. We don't want to see them or even acknowledge they exist. We don't want to admit to ourselves that we are weak here or that the real problem with this or that is our own pride. our own ambition, our own bitterness, our own jealousies. We don't want to admit that. We don't want anyone to know how we feel. We don't want to know anyone to know that little sin we did. We don't want anyone to know what happened last night. The sinful thoughts, those lusts, those temptations, they all creep in. Like, we put on our smiles and we walk around deceiving ourselves, you know? We definitely walk around deceiving others. Like, I wish I lived down south. I'd be a great Georgia peach because I truly get the whole sweet phrase, oh, bless your little soul, bless your heart. Sweet, but it's not, They don't want you to, they're not being nice to you. It's that mask. And like it states in the Devo, that in the verses and in Jeremiah, our hearts aren't so good. We're human. We're made of flesh. And we're subject to all kinds of temptations. We have sinful nature. It's human nature. It's not me. It's not you. It's all of us. Because none of us are perfect. So those hidden thoughts they're there. But when we pray this, when we ask God, we invite God to search us, when we open ourselves up, it can be very dangerous. It can be very scary. Because we become naked, shameful. Because we are really asking God to bring out those dirty little secrets and show them to us. To show us the feelings and the emotions and the sinful thoughts that we buried so deep down that we may have actually forgotten about them. But when we do that and God exposes us, we are able to become really so close to Him and so intimate to Him. We are able to take our relationship to the next level. We are able to walk out on the deepest waters with Him. And then we're able to change. We are able to become a new being in Him. Each time we take a step closer to God, we shed our old skin that we've outgrown and we go into our new skin. Each time we draw nearer to Him, each time we level up, we are transformed into something greater and greater. And that's what dangerous prayers are really about. It's taking our relationship with Him to the next level. In the Devo that we read, Craig talks about his lame prayers, which I think we're all guilty of. Like, my favorite lame prayer, when I'm really good at praying, but it's just a quick little prayer, It's thank you, Lord, for today, and grant me strength to protect me. And yeah, a little lame. Quick. But see, I don't want to criticize anyone for those prayers. I pray those prayers too, and that's okay because there's steps. Like, I'd rather you pray something generic like that. Be with me, Lord, today, and just mean it. I'd rather you pray that with that open heart, because if you don't do it with an open heart and you just say the words, that's a whole different story. But if you just say even those lame words, it's a step. It's a baby step. But as you grow in your faith, it is time to step it up. Those basic, safe prayers are like when you first meet someone. You make some small talk, you chat about basic, safe things, the weather, And then as you become friends, you get a little deeper and a little more open, safe, but open. And you might even ask for a quick little favor. Nothing dramatic. No. Nothing hard. But just as that relationship starts to grow, so does the trust and the closeness and the asks. I have some friends that I can ask little things from. Hey, on your way here, can you grab an extra thing of ice? That'd be great. And I have other friends that, hey, I know it's late. I'm really sorry to call you. Can you watch my kid? I have something going on. Can you watch my kid? Then I've got those other friends that I can ask the world for, like seriously, big, huge, giant favors, and they will move mountains to help me out. They will do whatever it takes because we just have that relationship, and I can ask them the craziest things, the most open things, and I know they got that for me. They're there for me, and it's that is like our relationship with God. Like young Christians, those just meeting God, just starting off, they start off basic. They start off with open little basic prayers, and that's okay. But as that relationship grows, it's time for those dangerous prayers, time for those big asks, time for all that openness to happen, because God is the one who knocked down doors to get you, and he's going to move mountains for you if you ask. So it's time to open up and just ask, to bare our souls, to let him search you, and then to ask big. To ask big, because he's there, and if he wants to be there. So you just open up and you ask. Get into that deep relationship with you. So I'm going to challenge you this week, and I really mean challenge you. It doesn't really matter now where you are in your walk, in your relationship with God. Some people have been with him and walking along, and you guys are besties, and that's great. And some of you are the neighbors across the street. You just kind of give a quick wave. It doesn't really matter where you are. I want you to take, wherever you are, I want you to take that relationship to the next level, because there's always a next level, and it won't be easy. You know, we've all played some kind of video game. We've seen them, we've played them, we know of them. And when it's time to level up, there's always that really, really hard challenge. You know, you got to battle some really big bad guy or whatever. The game gets really, really hard. And when you do that and you beat the bad guy, you then receive your reward. So leveling up with God, taking your relationship with God to the next level, it's going to be like that. It's not going to be easy. You might get crushed. You will get crushed. You might have to climb an ugly old mountain barefoot and snow both ways. It might take you further than you've ever been pushed beyond your own limits. But I want you to try now, in this time, in our difficult quarantine, pandemic time. I want you to make your life even harder. I want you to ask God to search you. I want you to ask God. I want you just to open it all up. Be there. I want you to ask God to transform you and to help you grow, to take you to the next level no matter what. I don't want to say this lightly, and I'm going to be super honest here, super open. I debated about saying it. I put it in my notes, but I was really on the fence about being this open. I know people see this now, later. But I leveled up recently, a couple months ago, 6 months ago. Maybe since then, I don't know. But this one time, I asked God to use me in new ways, to really grow me. I really prayed that over the summer. And he did. But it was just so hard. See, I have anxiety, and the enemy knows it. And he knows I have it. He does not obviously want me to grow deeper in the Lord, and doesn't want me to do the work that God has planned for me. So he started attacking. For months, it got bad. I was just being torn and crushed, and just so much in my mind, and so many voices, like just insanity in there. I couldn't function sometimes. It just got so bad, and I kept pushing through, and I was getting angry at some points, because I was like, God, I'm trying to do your work, and I'm trying to be a good Christian and a good follower of you, and I'm trying to, do everything you ask me to do, and all you're doing is making this difficult. I mean, there were times I was like, all right, I'm just going to walk away, because I can't. I can't. But I kept going anyway. And then it peaked at the women's convention this past fall at Hershey. I was under attack like never before. There were times there I actually couldn't breathe. Every fiber of my being started to scream just to get out of there, to leave, to run, to just not be there. I felt the weight of thousands of women just crushing me and pressing me, and I couldn't move. They were just everywhere, and the voices and the loud, it was so much. I refused to budge. because I knew God wanted me there. And the harder it got, the more I knew the enemy was fighting harder and harder and harder because he really did not want me to be there. So I stayed because I knew I was under attack from the enemy. I just knew. And I'm so glad I managed to get through because I heard messages that were directly from God there. They were from me. God was speaking to me there. And afterwards, I just started growing and growing. It's just like I punched through and I made it through, and it just, everything opens up, and it was just so good. It was just so good. I was truly crushed in those months. I just felt so torn apart and so just defeated, but it was all worth it. And I gladly asked God to reveal more to me, to take me out further into those deepest of deepest waters, just to crush me again, to test me again, to walk alongside me again as I level up, because I want to do it again. As horrible as that was, as painful as it all was, I want to be leveled up again. I want to get even closer now, because now it's deeper and deeper. I just a longing for more relationship with him. So I'd gladly go through all that pain again and more. I hope I get to again soon, especially now, because we need to use this time, this isolation, to draw near to him, to deepen our faith, because he has really big plans after this. We just need to be ready. I don't know what's coming. None of us do, but I just know we need to be ready for something. Because just like Jesus went to the desert at the beginning of his ministry, before his ministry, and he spent those 40 days in isolation, those 40 days preparing and drawing near to God, those 40 days being tempted and fighting Satan and fighting the enemy the whole time. We're going through that now. I don't know how, and I don't have all that information, but I know we're going through that. He's trying to prepare us. So let's prepare. Let's prepare. I'm going to leave us in prayer now. An open, scary, ugly prayer. Like I said, I don't always have the right words, so these may not be the right words, but trust me, they are coming from my heart to all of you, more, and to him. And yeah. Dear Jesus, dear Lord, thank you for today. And thank you for this opportunity to reach all these people and to speak to everyone here who's listening. Thank you. Lord, allow us the strength and the courage to open up to you and to open up to ourselves. We ask, Lord, that you reveal to us things that we don't know, that we don't want to know. We ask that you show us our divine purposes. We ask you to show us where we've gone astray and how we need to improve. We ask you that you show us where we need to be forgiven, where we need to improve ourselves. And in doing so, that we are able to serve you better and do whatever you have for us. In this time of uncertainty, Lord, may we use this time. May we take what we have and draw nearer to you, every single one of us. May we grow with you, Lord, no matter where we are, grow stronger and deeper in your love and in your relationship with you. May you know us, and may we know our relationship with you. May it be that intimate, close, exposed relationship, that we hide nothing from you, that we are honest with you, because even though you know, we need to acknowledge it too. Lord, as you test us and you prepare us, walk with us. Walk through this with us. We know you are always near. You will never leave us. There's no way, no place we can go to escape you, Lord. And we wouldn't want to. We'd never want to hide from you. Just ask that you're there. Always there. Always at our sides as we are crushed and pressed and tested. Amen. So I leave you with that challenge today. I leave you with that prayer today. And the link I have should be up at the very beginning, not just in the beginning of the comments, but actually in the, I guess, the description of the video. But I'll post it again if you need to see it. Have a great day, everyone. I truly, truly miss you all and hope to see you soon as I can. All right. Bye.